What up, Dar? I'm about to give you a movie narration of the movie Persuasion. So, maybe you want to skip over this movie narration until you watch it for yourself, or you can just watch my narration, watch the movie for yourself, and see how accurate my narrations are. Let's do it. So, she's in love with a sailor without rank or fortune. Honey, that's like half a griffin. She spends her time drinking fine wines. That's me! So far, I'm totally relating to this as I also lay face down in my bed and say, who needs romance? Because let's be real, who needs it? I don't want to hear from you. You're happily married with 3 gremlins. You know, I wish that I could hold Piper the way that she's holding her bunny, and this would literally be my life. Although Piper, not to fat shame her, is obviously 18 pounds. Does any man run a successful household? Because honestly, let's be real, I'm pretty sure, and this is not a feminist moment, but I'm pretty sure that all successful households are ran by women, even if it's behind the scenes. What a great pun. Wentworth is a ship that sailed. Is it ironic that he's a naval officer? Nice one, Netflix, nice. I feel like if they wanted to really be with the times, they would word it in a sense of like, he is a breed that saileth away off into the distant ways. Sunset. Let's be real, if somebody kept a lock of hair, you're getting arrested, okay, for being a stalker and for possibly stealing my identity with my DNA. What a way to call somebody a gold digger by saying that they married a corpse. If you're a 5 in London, you're a 10 in Bath. I feel like that's the same equivalent as if you're like a 6 in Griffin, then no. If you're like math is hard. If you're a 9 in Griffin, then you're like a 6 maybe in Atlanta. Wondering if you need like a ratio, a conversion table, you're welcome. Is that a euphemism? Don't go anywhere near my rose garden. Don't let them near the shrubberies. He's worried about rumors circulating about dust. If anybody were to step into my apartment and see the Piper hairballs, I don't know what rumors would get started. Honestly, I'd be condemned to be a spinster, as I already am. It must be nice to be able to just walk around in a garden. When was the last time that you walked around in a manicured garden with all of these shrubberies? Well, manicured, that's not a euphemism. It's a legit question. When was? I'm not saying that Piper is as graceful as a Clydesdale horse, but she's pretty close. I mean, look at that. I know you haven't seen her run, but she's just as majestic. Okay, so I've never seen the original. She keeps saying, what if he's been pining for me all these days and nights and years? I feel like he's gonna show up engaged or in love with somebody else. How the hell did she travel with a bunny? Let it hop out of her. This is very unrealistic. Honestly, when I worked at Smart Pet, people had pet bunnies and they actually made it seem like they're very trainable. I take it back. This girl's dating advice, so thank you for not doing this, is act like you don't know how to use utensils so he can teach you. If I acted like I didn't know how to use utensils and I went out on a date, I would be put in a psychiatric ward. That's what I would be placed in. This kid broke his arm and his mother's like, I need to go to this dinner. I can't. I'm an empath. I can't have sympathy for my child. I must be around people who matter. That's just rude. Okay, so I think I'm already a step ahead in this blind setup that you're setting me up with because I'm not going to drop gravy on my head. Look at me go. I feel like I'm relating a lot to her awkwardness and her foot and mouth capabilities. This is very awkward, as am I. This man This is quite the upgrade from the woman who didn't want to sit next to me. That's rude, sir. Maybe I should do that. Honestly, in order to pick up men. Honey, what is this? I can act like the Little Mermaid. What do I brush my hair with this spiky thing? I don't know what to do. Her brother-in-law wanted to marry her first? Oh my god. Heath wanted to marry me before he married her. Pretty sure that we would not be on the terms that we are on today. Do you think this whole time that he knows that she has a lock of his hair? I should say that to my next suitor. Love me or kill me now. I can't bear it. She had the bunny in her lap the whole time. What? Where does this bunny keep coming from? I know where this chunk is all the time. There's no hiding her. I can't just have her in my lap and think, oh, there you are, because my leg is asleep. Isn't Auntie Anne the name of the pretzel place in the mall? He came out of nowhere to grab the boys off of her. She's playing with them in the... Where was he that whole time? Then he just walks away all nonchalantly. What? Oh no, the best friend is in love with him. Oh, plot twist. And now you like him for yourself? I'm gonna ask you that for whatever this setup is. If this setup goes through, I'm gonna ask you that at the end of it. And now you want him for yourself? Honestly, I'm just half expecting her to pull the bunny out from under her dress or something. I don't. He is so salty. So salty. It's like the Pacific Ocean over here. Granted, she should have married him when she had the chance. Hello. You want Darlena? Jonathan says that you should get a life. I think it's very rude. Also, can you give me one of those? I disagree with him. I know that you have a life and you have 3 gremlins, so it's a plot twist. Jonathan is joining the movie narration. Yes, that is the girl from 50 Shades of Grey, if you're wondering. Jonathan thinks that Dakota Johnson had a nose job. He just is too scared to put money on it because I won the bet last time at Buffalo's. So I feel like Jonathan is the sister in this movie, as he is always a hypochondriac and he's always saying that I ruin his fun.
You do ruin my fun.
What she should do is make Wentworth jealous by flirting with his naval friend. Obviously, good play on my part.
By fucking his dad.
Okay. This naval friend is very peculiar looking. He's not cute at all.
Sarah would have probably dated him.
He's not wrong. Fanny died. How depressing. He's leaving me now. Say goodbye. All that is meant for one is meant to find one. Is that meant to be wise? I'm just saying, I don't think that they used the word fart in the olden times. I feel like they used the words like passeth the gasseth. Wind they passeth. My intestines are not settling well within my soul. A foul smell emiteth from my body. What would Anne do here? WWDA. I got that wrong. WWAD. Dyslexic mom? She is swimming in a full dress. You gonna drown. That salt content must be real high, because I'm just saying, swimming in a giant dress like that, you gonna sink. There's no way she was just floating there. No. Science. I know things. I went to school. Side note, this is quite sad and depressing because now they're friends. They're not just like, Mister, I intended you to notice me. He intended you to notice him so he could get in your dress. I would say to get in your pants, but these days women didn't wear pants because that's unladylike. This girl just jumped off the ledge and he just... This isn't funny, this is a very serious moment. But she literally fell on the ground and hit her. I'm not a bad person, I'm just saying, what? I just had a brilliant idea. I'm gonna get on the table wherever we're eating on this blind setup that you're setting me up on. I'm gonna get on the table. I'm gonna say, catch me. Don't look at me weird, but I'm gonna jump anyways. I'm gonna get a concussion. Everybody will come to the hospital. It'll be a continued group hang. It'll be crazy. Sorry. I know this is a serious moment. And he's like, I'm now responsible for her. How do I tell her parents? How do you tell your parents that you raised an idiot that just jumped off of a rock saying, catch me? Without the man being ready to catch you? What? How is this means for a marriage proposal? I don't get it. He's like, what will you do now? Well, I guess the movie's over. She's moving on to Bath while he's staying back in London caring for a girl with concussion. You should place bets on if she's even gonna wake up and remember what happened. They should replace him with a Wentworth lookalike. Convince her that this is Wentworth. Have her marry this guy. She won't know until her last name is changed to something super random like Pumpernickel. She calls them macaroons and not macarons. I just called this line. She said, you know whose company I enjoy? And I said, my own. And then she literally just echoed me. I could write movies. This is my calling. So, legitimate question, how did they travel around with tea sets without them breaking? How? Anyone that attractive must have an angle. Like, that's my favorite line of this whole. I never trust a 10. Honestly, I'm right there with you. I'm pretty sure that they didn't use the 1 through 10 scale back in the day. I'm pretty sure they didn't know the term, he's a 10. It was probably like, he's a Bartholomew on my scale of Herbert to Bartholomew. He's a Bartholomew. I've made a decision. I'm gonna get rid of all my pajama t-shirts. Hear me out. And I'm gonna get fancy ass pajamas with like this overcoat to wear through the apartment. I'll feel like royalty and it will attract royalty as well. So don't be deliberately dense, Darlena. Don't be deliberately dense about your lactose ignorance. Next time I gain feelings for somebody, I'm gonna say, you know, you're beginning to grow on me, and see what he responds with. I have the resources to make the decision on my own. The love of her life is engaged to Louisa. Come on, Wentworth, get it together. What? Jane Austen, I knew I was prepared for heartbreak, okay? I say that, but engaged ain't married, so crying in a bathtub, I relate. Hashtag I relate. He just stubbed his toe. The love of her life is engaged to another woman, and you stubbed your toe at the most inopportune time. No, she does not. No. Are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
I'm fucking fine.
Are you sure? What is up with her being dressed in bodies of water? She's in the bath and I'm pretty sure she is completely clothed. Maybe not. I can't tell. You know, I don't know if you've heard of this because I did teach you about a meet cute. So let me educate you about rom-coms, something you may not know. When a woman turns around after walking away from a man, that means she's in love with this person and she wants to be with him. If she does not turn around and keeps on walking, it's over. Throw in your hats now because there's no point. Name one rom-com. If you rewatch them, you'll notice this. When they turn around and look back in that seductive way, like, take one last good look, and they keep on walking. They're hung up on this person. If I don't find a man who looks at me longingly like this man looks at Anne, I might as well just quit now. I give up. Love is dead. Okay, it's dead. DEADRIPDOA. Those are the right acronyms. Thought I was singing, didn't you? I know I have a voice of an angel. I love how these people just throw around proposals whenever I just keep meeting people who are terrified of the words boyfriend and girlfriend.
Gentleman is indeed.
Here's the bunny again. Where's the bunny been this whole time? All of a sudden it's here again. It's been away for like an hour and a half. You don't have any plans. You don't even have any friends. I feel like I was just called out. It looks like she's going upstairs to read, and she has a whole bottle of wine. She is right on the same page as me. This should be called Pride and Prejudice 2, because there is so much pride in this movie.
Well, actually, I should be happy.
Is there any prejudice? What? Louise is engaged to Bedwick? What? My plan for Wentworth acting like he's not Wentworth is not even useful in this situation. She was gonna marry somebody else anyways. Oh God, I swear this movie. Elliot was just caught making out with the woman that he was making fun of this whole time. What? Not that it matters, she's in love with Wentworth, but what? What? This is actually quite sweet. They're getting married now. Oh. It's Elliot and the woman that he was hating on the whole movie that's getting married. Nobody cares. Move on to Anne and Wentworth. You know. She said Istanbul and all. I thought was that song Istanbul, Constantinople. See, that should have been the exit song, not this beautiful melody of romantic music. If I don't end up, after this blind setup, if I don't end up in a meadow that looks like Ireland, but I don't know where they are right now, there's no telling. There's a whole bunch of cliffs. It might be London. Who knows? I don't know geography. A meadow overlooking a beautiful sunset, sea, what have you. I'm going to sue you for emotional damages, okay? The end.